Good morning and welcome to what seems like the first update in forever. We've been super busy on the house. It's now the first weekend of November. Some pretty exciting stuff's happened, so rather than me just prattle on, I thought I'd just give you a quick update as to what we've been up to. As you can see, we now have foundations dug and poured for the garage. This was basically to get this done in the summer, or while it was still dry before the bad weather came, so that's ready for us to start making the base when we get round to it, probably spring now. The garden is still unfortunately looking a little bit like a building site, but the house is really coming along now. As you can see over here on the right hand side, we have the start of our custom shed and some of our landscaping's been done, and the front door has finally arrived from Valdi. So this was a custom built solid oak front door. These are the same guys that did the French doors and the Euro tilt windows on our oak frame, and it is absolutely stunning. Really thick and chunky, heavy. It's exactly what we were after. You might be able to see we've got some cables outside as well, because we've been spending a lot of time doing the first fix plumbing and electrics. You can see our air source heat pump is now in situ. This is the New Heat air source heat pump. We decided to go with New Heat because of their fantastic support for self-builders. We have Jamie from Contact Heating and Plumbing, who's been helping us with the installation. And if we come through into our side door, we can see we have the electrics have been moved, so we have our new electric connection point in the corner of the room here now with a brand new meter. We have lots of electric cabling that's being run. We have the plumbing that's been run, as you can see. We have the underfloor heating pumps that are in place, ready to be wired in, and lots of electrics and cabling. So you can see this frame coming down here. We're going to have a suspended LED frame above the island that's going to be in the middle of the kitchen, which we're quite excited about. And as you can see, we have been doing lots and lots of cabling and wiring, all the really boring stuff that you don't really see once the house is built, or once all the floors and ceilings are done. We have our Cat 6E shielded network cabling running throughout, just waiting to be finished, clipped in place. And if we pop upstairs, we can see some of the work. Here we go, here's the other side of the Valdi front door that we've had put in place. Again, really pleased with it. It's really thick and chunky and exactly what we were after for the house. So yeah, massively pleased with the door. We have lots of plasterboard in place now, more wiring. As you can see, we have ceilings ready for being plastered. We just got a couple of the walls left to dot and dab plasterboard, ready for Gary and his team from GS to come in and do the plastering. And you can see Jamie's almost finished doing the boiler installation, and this is where the electrics and all of the network cabling is going to come into as well. And if we pop down the corridor here, we can see more lovely cable routing. And if we come into the oak frame extension, you can see window boards here are being primed, ready for installation. And you can also see the castellated panels from New Heat. So this is part of the underfloor heating system that we purchased, and they do these cool little metal panels that sit underneath the floorboards that you can see here. And this enables us to get underfloor heating into the room above without removing any of the headroom. So most of the underfloor heating systems that we looked at required you to put panels on top of your flooring, which meant that you would lose headroom. And it was only about 30mm headroom, but 30mm headroom, particularly when we come up into the main bedroom up here, or bedroom 4, sorry, is quite a lot. As you can see, if I spin the camera around again, we have plasterboard and we have cables. We have things like for the ceiling mount projector, because we're going to turn this into like a mini cinema in here, as well as a den that also is going to double up as a bedroom. So we've got HDMI cables ready to run down for the AV equipment, and then We are almost ready for plaster up here. We've got a little bit more insulation coming to go on the floor, then we can get the panels down. All this lovely pipe work here that you can see ready to be routed, and you can see how those metal panels work from New Heat. This is a little sample which we were testing out. You can see the cable just runs between them. Really cool little system. I've got to say, the guys from New Heat have been fantastic. Their support for people doing this themselves is really good. The documentation, incredibly clear, concise, easy to understand and follow. And if there's anything, even like the slightest thing that's not clear or you don't quite understand, you just drop them an email and they respond really quickly. Really friendly guys. Cannot recommend them highly enough so far. So yeah, really exciting times at the moment. We are aiming to be in before Christmas, and we think we're going to get there. So I'm not going to do any more videos today because I need to get on with some work. Got lots of holes to drill, lots of cables to run, but we are getting there. See you soon.